All right, hi everyone. So for today, we are going to be doing review for our unit assessment tomorrow. So tomorrow you will be getting a Google form, kind of like how our CFAs go. You'll be getting that as your test tomorrow. So I'm going to do a review lesson with you, and then you are going to get a chance to play a Kahoot game. So you'll be playing that multiple choice Kahoot game by yourself. And when you click the link, it might direct you to asking if you want a subscription. You are not going to be paying for the game, so you just press the free. Okay. But right now, let's do some quick review to get you ready. We're going to do review first on solving for a specific variable, and then we'll do just one input-output table. So let's look at this first one here. So it's asking us to solve for f. So we need to find out what the number would be to plug in for f to make this number sentence true. Okay, so if we look, f plus 6 equals 54. So that's basically asking us what plus 6 would give us 54. So a trick to do that, to solve that, is to do the opposite of what it's asking us. So if it's asking us to add, we're going to subtract the known number, which is 6, to each side. So in this instance, I'm doing 54 minus 6. 54 minus 6 is 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48. Okay, so I know that my answer for F has to be 48. And I can double check my work by plugging in 48 to this number sentence for F, adding the 6, and double checking to make sure that it works. Okay, so that is an example of addition, solving with variables. So let's look at the next one. The next one is subtraction. So we're solving for B. So we're asking ourselves what minus 6 would give us 16. So just like we did with the addition, we are going to do the opposite for the subtraction. It's asking us what minus 6 gives us 16. So one way I can solve that is I will add 6 to both sides. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to add 6 to both sides. Oh, it's acting a little crazy in my pen. Okay, so 16 plus 6. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 22 would be B, and I can double check that by plugging in 22, subtracting 6, and seeing if I get 16. 22 minus 6, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, and it is correct. All right, let's see now what the next one is. So that's an example of solving a variable with subtraction in your number sentence. All right, so now we see that this is going to be multiplication. We know that when there is a number and a variable right next to it, we are multiplying. So this wants us to solve for m. We need to figure out what multiplied by 5 gives me 20. 5 times what gives me 20. Now, a lot of you already know your multiples of 5 right on the top of your head. Okay, 5 times what gives me 20? 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, so I have 4. If I did not know that, I can do the opposite of multiplication by dividing 5, my known number, to the other side. And 20 divided by 5 is 4. I can plug in 4 for m, and I would know that 5 times 4 equals 20. All right, and I can only guess what the next one's going to be. It is going to be division. So we're solving for h. H divided by 6 gives us 5. Just like all the other ones, we are doing the opposite. What's the opposite of division? Multiplication. So we are going to multiply 6 to each side. That is our known number. And that looks like a B, but it's a 6. I know that 5 times 6 is 30. And then I can plug 30 in for H, and I would get 30 divided by 6 equals 5, and my number sentence would be true. Now we're going to look at one of our input-output tables, because you will have a couple of these questions on your test. So it wants us to find an operation, a rule that works with this table. So I have two variables here. I have K on the left and H on the right. So I first check to see, are my numbers getting bigger from left to right, or are they getting smaller? And they are in fact getting bigger. So what do we know when the numbers get bigger? We're either adding or multiplying. So that means that I can completely cross out my division and my subtraction. Those will not be rules that work. So we're going to look at these other rules. K times 25 gives me 34. Well, that would mean my K in the first column is 9. So 25 times 9, does that equal 34? I can already kind of guess, but why not double check? 9 times 5 is 45, so I put my 5 down here and I carry the 4. 9 times 2 is 18, plus 4 is 19, 20, 21, 22. 225. I know that this rule would not work for this input-output table. The numbers would be way too big if we were multiplying 25 to each group. So let's at least check the last one just to double check that it works for all of my columns. So we can cross out the multiplying and let's try the adding. So I'm taking K and I'm adding 25 to it. So 9 plus 25. So 25 added to 9. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. It works for that one. Let's check for this column. 26 plus 25. 6 plus 5 is 11. 1, carry the 1. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. Does it match? Yes, it does. Okay, we also need to complete this table, so I'm just going to keep going down the line, double checking. The next one is 43 plus 68. I'm going to plug in 43. Sorry, not 43 plus 68, 43 plus 25. Let's not confuse you. All right, 43 plus 25. See if we get 68. 5 plus 3 is 8. So far, so good. And 4 plus 2 is 6. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so now we need to find those missing numbers. So I'm noticing in my K column, I'm missing 2 numbers. So just like we solved the other ones, the number sentences, we might have to do the opposite to find that missing number. So instead of adding 25, we are going to be taking away 25 from these numbers to find our first number. We have to do the opposite. So 81 minus 25. So I have more on the floor, so I need to go next door and take 10 more. So 8, take 1 away, 7. Then this turns into an 11. 11 minus 5 is 6. 7 minus 2 is 5. So this number ends up being 56. All right, same with this one. I need to take 25 away from 93 to find this first number, so my rule is true. 93 minus 25. All right, so I have more on the floor again. I need to go next door and take 10 more. This turns into an 8. This turns into a 13. 13 minus 5, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. And 8 minus 2 is 6. 68 goes right here. And my rule is complete. And I could write my rule on the top of my in and out table. All right, so your job is to now play the Kahoot game. A big thing is if you're really struggling on the Kahoot game, that is a huge hint that you need to reach out to me either through email or through Google Classroom that you need help. Okay, because I want to help you. I want you to feel prepared. I know you're going to do just fine, but you need to let me know if you need something explained. All right. All right. So good luck, and I will be here if you need me.